Good morning and welcome to day 4 on the high sugar diet, and this is my glucose levels this morning. So this is the 4th day using a continuous glucose monitor to show that firstly I recommend the high sugar diet such as rice fruit sugar to lose weight. But also another positive health consequence is reversing type 2 diabetes if you are type 2 diabetic. And if you go back and check the videos, you'll be able to see that the graph probably on the other videos looks different to yours if you have type 2 diabetes. And I hope these videos help. So like and subscribe, because probably your health professional, doctor, whoever it might be, is telling you that you can never reverse your type 2 diabetes and sugar is the cause. And as you'll be able to see, it's not. It's fat, excess fat, especially excess fat and protein. And this is my fasting levels of glucose during the night. So I think I last ate around here's around 9 o'clock or so, and it's coming up to about 9:30 AM, so it's been at least 12 hours fasting. And yeah, my fasting levels of glucose were around 4, sort of around 4 to 3.5, 4. And I didn't have the best sleep actually last night. I did some cycling last night, yesterday, and it was quite a hard ride. And I've been noticing that when my glucose levels drop, well, I noticed there was a trend that when it seems to drop on the graph, I sort of don't have the best night's sleep. So that's an interesting observation. And I say I'm learning as well using this Libre 3 Plus continuous glucose monitor. But anyway, I'll get going and have my breakfast, and I'll keep you updated throughout the day. And as you can see, a relaxing view of nature means that I'm not stressed, and therefore my blood glucose levels don't go up because I'm stressed, woken up stressed. The sounds of nature and a view of nature is relaxing in the morning. I recommend it. This is what I'm having for breakfast. So just finishing off my bowl of rice, some soy sauce, and I've had about at least 500 ml of orange juice. I would say 600-700 milliliters probably. And this is my graph now. You can see blood glucose levels are going up, and I'll show you what the graph looks like in a few hours. Yeah, you can tell I like rice if you've been watching so far. So I'm going to change over my wheels here on my road bike. So I've got carbon wheels on at the moment, carbon race wheels, but it's probably going to rain a lot today. So I thought I'll quickly change over to some carbon wheels and show you how easy it is to do bike maintenance on a old school now rim brake bike. And I'm not going to speed it up, I'm just going to let it run, and I'm going to hope I've got enough memory in the camera. So I hope you enjoy. And so I'm going to change the wheels, put these ones on, change the pads to aluminium brake pads, and change over the cassette on this to the cassette on this one. So swap these cassettes over, and I'll show you how quick it can be done, and I'm not a certified mechanic. This is just like DIY, do it yourself at home, and you'll be able to see what happens to my blood glucose levels there while I'm moving around in real time. Firstly, and yeah, as you can see, I don't have my bike on a stand, a dedicated stand. I just have it on a my bike on an old piece of tyre attached to, well, if you've got like a tree branch or anything you can use just to hold the tyre, and it just, if you hold it under the saddle here like this, you don't necessarily need a bike stand. And I'm actually using the bike stand to hold that, which is funny, isn't it? I'm using the bike stand to hold the phone. Just get myself an Allen key. So I've just got myself a little Allen key. So I'm going to do the little bolt here, and I've got my little bag of spare brake pads. So you've got carbon brake pad, and then I've got a pair of aluminium brake pads. So there's two different types, so you need to remember to use the right ones. So I put these over here, and they go a certain way. You have to make sure you get them the right way. This is really, easy job when it's rim brake, because you don't have the fat that you do with the disc brake bike, which, if I needed to ever adjust a disc brake bike, I would definitely be taking that to the bike shop. Whereas, as you can see how easy this is to just do it yourself. When you have a bike like this, you can just do it yourself. You don't need to pay lots of money to go to a bike shop. So there's the carbon brake pads just there. Probably give them a little clean later. And then I'm going to put some, these are Shimano, and I've got some Abbotts as well. But you need to make sure, yeah, there you go. So had a Mavic and a Shimano. I want to make sure that they're the right ones. So you need to make sure you put them in the right way. So that's left, that's right. So right, so put the right one in. So that's right forward. Slides in easy like that. And then left, forward, and then tighten it up. Make sure they're in all the way. Just quickly tighten them off. Don't even need a torque wrench for this part, really. Just hand tight. And there you go. Just done. Easy as that. And I'll do the same I'll do that. I'll show you how. I'll do that off camera. Then the other break, and I'll show you how easy it is to change over your cassettes. Just need to remove the quick release. So screw that on so you don't lose it. And then do the same for this one. Oh, that's not good. The flange is falling off. The flange. Just an old and worn out. So what you do for this, you need two tools. So you've got the cassette removal tool, I think you call it, and that just slots in. And then you have chain whip. So you're going to use this. I always forget which way around it goes. So that is just that way. This is the bit I always get mixed up. That's left or right or right or left. So that's going like that. Yeah, so how easy is that? Oh, and then that. Take off the cap. Put that in my pocket. Put them down. And then slides off. And I'm going to place this down so that hopefully, place that down gently, they all stay in line with each other. Because yeah, I'm going to do the same for this one. Again, you just put chain removal tool, chain width, and undo that. Takes the cap off. See how quick it is, easy it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this cassette on this wheel, and I'm going to line up the splines on the cassette. It's a bit stuck. Oh, that's annoying. Why is that stuck? It's just a little bit stuck for some reason. Ah, there you go. No, that's oh dear. No, that's funny. My free hub has completely come off, which is not what I was looking for. For some reason, I think my... Okay, so this isn't going to be as easy as I was hoping. So my blood glucose levels are going to go up here. So I'm going to have to stop recording and just deal with this, because for some reason my cassette has got stuck and my free hub has completely come off. Which is funny, isn't it? There you go. My free hub's come off. Yeah. I don't know why that's happened, but there you go. Gosh, I can smell that. My cassette is stuck in my free hub. For some reason. sometimes the cassette can start to bite into the free hub, depending on how old it is. This is quite an old free hub. Oh well. This might take a few more minutes. Now I've managed to free my cassette from the free hub. I'll show you that in a moment. So I'll just line up these splines on the cassette. Ah, there comes the rain. So I managed to get half the cassette, but this is the free hub body here that came off, and this is an old one. So as you can see, these are the splines. So the cassette sits on there, and on the inside of the cassette there's little ridges that go in here, and over the years they can bite into the steel of the aluminium, or I think it's usually steel, of the free hub body. So might need to get a new one soon. This is a giant free hub. It's interesting. I've not had that happen to me before, so that usually doesn't happen. So it's usually easier than that. So this goes back on here. Don't know why that's come loose. Oh dear. Yes, it's all back together. And we'll have to pause the recording because I think it's going to rain heavily. I hope you enjoy that. You see how easy it is. You know, just take me another 5 minutes to put it together, and I'll be ready to go. There it is, ready to go. My giant TCR SL with my aluminium wheels. I don't know what happened there, it was just unforeseen, but yeah, super easy to do, 5-10 minute job, and ready to go out on my daily dose of freedom and adventure. It's a nice looking bike, isn't it? Now I'm about to have my second tea. So I've already had a bowl of white rice, and as you can see here, there was this increase in it. It's already come down. I'm just going to have some pasta. Again, pasta made 3 ways. I'm going to decant some of this sauce that I've already pre-made. I'm going to heat this up in the microwave. So this is herbs and spices to taste. I've already shown in other videos I use several herbs and spices, and I'm going to add the pasta here. So I've already had about probably 400 grams or so white rice, cooked white rice, and probably going to have at least the same of pasta. And I did an hour and a half today of cycling, which was around here, and I averaged about 250 watts for an hour and a half, and I had about 200 grams of sugar in that period. Or I finished off with 200 grams of sugar that I'd made up in a water bottle just after I came back. So in about a 2 hour period, again I averaged about 100 grams of white table sugar, and then this is my rice. And now I've just had a little bit of sugar water, and now I'm going to have the pasta. Now it's the end of day 4, 9:30 p.m. I'm going to bed now. So just a quick overview of the day. So I've had probably less than or no more than 10 grams of fat, 10 grams of fat, and on this high sugar diet. So it's a low protein, low fat diet and high sugar diet. And here was tea, this rice here, this was after eating a bowl of rice. And here was where I went for a bike ride. I went later in the day because I was trying to avoid the rain, but essentially this was breakfast here, and then I waited quite a few hours to see if the rain would clear, which it didn't really, so I just did a shorter ride. And then I got back. This was after having rice, and then a little bit later had some pasta, about equal weight. So rice produced that much glucose levels in the blood of about 400 grams or so. And then this pasta here, I think actually I had about 600 grams of pasta, and it came down. And then just here, most recently I had 2 large slices of white sourdough, which produced this rise here, so hardly anything. And also a lolly ice, frozen, a vegan. It was a fruit juice lolly, and that's where I am now. So yeah, it's interesting to see that when my blood glucose levels, they go up, they come down, and to see, the fact that when I'm eating, these levels aren't staying high, they're coming down, slowly, like a type 2 diabetic might see. It goes up and then comes down. So it's good to see the information that is available, which is that sugar doesn't cause diabetes. This is the evidence. I'm glad to see. It's very interesting. I'm still learning a lot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Like and subscribe if you're learning something new, and perhaps this isn't what you would expect your health professional to see or tell you would happen if you're eating lots of rice and pasta and sweets and sugar and living the sweet life. So like and subscribe. Get on board with the high sugar diet, because life is short and you should make the most of it, which is a lifestyle of freedom from the healthcare industry and the pharmaceutical industry. The most powerful tool, I call it tool, is diet. So diet therapy. So if you get the food right, you can fix a lot of your health problems, and not through drugs. Anyway, I'll see you for day 5, and thank you for your time.